Hey guys, my name is Ellen. Welcome back to the ExamRevision YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to achieve that H1 in biology that we all want. I think a lot of people choose biology because they think it's really easy to get a H1 in, and then they quickly realize it's actually not as easy to get a H1 in and they're more at the H3, H2 standard. But I swear, biology, if you know how, it is extremely easy to get that H1, and I'm going to tell you how. We did this video last year, but there obviously is a whole new set of 6th year students, so I wanted to recreate the video and tell you the most important points and reiterate what you should know to get that H1. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the video. To give some backstory, I did all 3 sciences for my Leaving Cert, and I sat my Leaving Cert in the year of 2021, so it was the year we got predicted grades but also sat the exams. And I just want to let you know I did get that H1 in my written exam myself. It was not just predicted by my teacher. So I do have the statistics to actually educate you on this. The first thing I want to talk about is if you're just watching this video because your Leaving Cert is in like a month and you have no idea what to study for biology, I want to firstly give you a list of the most important topics. They are photosynthesis, respiration, reproduction, enzymes, food, plants, like everything in plants, not just like the structure, I mean plant reproduction, everything. Genetics, DNA and RNA, and then lastly ecology. Now I didn't have to study ecology for my Leaving Cert. I hated it, so I just avoided it. Nowadays you don't have as much choice, so I would definitely add ecology onto that list of the most important topics. If your Leaving Cert is in a month or two and you just want to try and improve your grade and you haven't studied yet, I would definitely focus on those topics. Forget about like the brain, the skeletal system, all of the above. Yeah, they might be great and yeah, they're important too, but they're really not the bulk of the paper. And those topics I just listed are the bulk of the paper. The first thing I want to talk about is listening and understanding in class. I know I talk about this in literally every video, but I think it literally is the key to achieving H1s in most subjects in the Leaving Cert. Listening is so important. 6th year is not a long time. The 9 months of 6th year is not a long time. You do not have time to just doss around in class, not listen, and then be like, oh no, I'll just learn it at home, I'll just read the chapter at home, I'll just teach myself at home. You don't have that time, and I don't think people understand that, especially at the very start of 6th year. They think, oh, it's only the start, I'll teach myself, or I'll get retaught that, that's fine. It's not fine. It's not how you're gonna get a H1. And I think that's how a lot of people fall behind in biology and end up with a H2 or H3, when naturally they would have been a H1 student. Listen in class. Understand what your teacher is saying. If you don't understand, ask questions. Everybody has questions, just ask them. They're not stupid. Your teacher is there for you to learn. That's their job. I promise if you were in my biology class, or honestly any of my classes in school, I asked a lot of stupid questions, but it got me to where I am today. So I really don't care. People might be embarrassed to ask questions. It's either gonna get you the H1 or not. If you're too scared to ask questions, you're probably not gonna get H1. So you choose between the both. I know that sounds harsh, but it is the reality. If it is the month or two before you're Leaving Cert and you're like, well, it's way too late for that, I didn't listen in class, I don't understand anything, I have no idea what's going on, then I would advise you to read the material. Hopefully you've been given notes by your teacher, because the textbooks are just absolutely shockingly bad. So much useless information. The questions in the textbooks are nothing like exam questions. They're just a big load of rubbish. Get rid of your textbooks. All of them. So if your teacher doesn't give you notes, I would highly recommend checking out the ExamRevision courses and bundles. They have H1 standard notes, they have video lessons, presentations, quizzes, they even have exam questions and the corresponding answers for each topic split up in every single subject. So if you either are struggling with biology or don't have a great teacher or don't get given notes, definitely it is worth checking them out. We even know a girl who took out an 8th subject for the Leaving Cert purely using ExamRevision and taught herself everything and achieved a H1 in that subject. So it just goes to show how great they are and how exam focused they are. The next thing I want to talk about is flashcards. Now I don't mean these kind of flashcards you have one word written on it and you turn it around and you have the definition. Waste of time, in my opinion. Flashcards that I'm talking about are the fat flashcards. You can get them in like Tesco or like Eason's. They're like maybe this big, and I would use them to summarize every topic. Now I might have to use multiple, I might have to use 2 or 3 depending on the topic. Like photosynthesis is huge, so I needed more than one flashcard for that, even though they're big flashcards. And on that flashcard I would write down all of the information that I could be asked in the exam. Not the fluffy stuff, not, you know, the history of anything, nobody's name, no dates that you would find in the book. I mean everything you would get asked in an exam question on that topic. It should have every single piece of important information, everything you could be quizzed on. Writing those flashcards really helped me learn the material as well, because for me, I'm quite a visual learner, so writing down all of this material taught me the material pretty much. But then I had all of these flashcards, and then the couple of weeks leading up to the Leaving Cert, I didn't have to go and read through my long notes or read through my textbooks. I just had little flashcards, a couple of them per topic. And so if I'm gonna sit down to do a bunch of exam questions on a certain topic, I could just revise through the flashcard first, remind myself of everything I need to know, and then go down, get rid of my notes, and do my exam questions and see how many I get right. Those flashcards are so handy, even the day of your Leaving Cert, the day of the exam. Read through quickly all of those flashcards. It'll take you 20 minutes, and you've pretty much just read through the entire course and everything you need to know. And that is what's key about biology. It is a huge course, but you need to be able to condense it down into just what you need to know, because there's a lot of useless information out there. The last thing I want to talk about, which is, I guess, on that topic, is exam questions. In every science, exam questions are the way to learn. They should be your main form of studying, is going to do exam questions. You should be going back as far as 10 years ago, including all of the mock papers. I would have a separate like A4 sheet, and if I found any dodgy questions in the biology papers, because every couple of years, or pretty much every year, there's always one dodgy question on a paper that's really weird, really difficult, that nobody knows the answer to, that you don't really get taught. If I found any of those dodgy questions, I would write them on this A4 piece of paper along with their answer from the marking scheme, because your answer might not get you every mark that you need to get, and I would learn off those questions and those answers. A similar dodgy question might come up on your paper, and you want to be prepared for everything, and that's really what sets aside the H1 and the H2 students. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I gave you some insight on how to improve in biology and how to get that H1, because I promise you it's a lot easier than you think it is once you know how. Anyway, I'll talk to you all next week. Bye!